You're the man that rules the world.
I am not going to be a mouthpiece for language that I detest.
Hi, I'm Opie.
Welcome one and all. I'm KC.
And I am DC.
And we are two goddamn gentlemen, bringing to you this and every week a celebration of all things bizarre, unelectable weirdos, and Vermin Supreme.
Hey, he's not unelectable, he just can't be elected.
Head over to goddamngentleman.com to vote on all the gentlemen, as well as find a link to our Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, and the Patreon gets you access into the live Discord during all episodes, free and bonus. Speaking of the bonus shows, we just recorded Ladies of the Night a half hour ago, and that'll be available when I'm done editing it, which will be before this one. So if this is out, it's out. Go check it out. DC,
yes, sir.
If you would please read back the minutes to last week's meeting.
So first unelectable weirdo, Vermin Supreme, totally a gentleman. Not a surprise. He's internet lovable, internet famous, plus 18. Good for him. But not to be outdone was Gavin Newsom, who, this surprised me, Casey. It surprised me he was even a gentleman, but boy was he. He is now the number one ultimate gentleman of all time with plus 2,024 votes. I don't know how that happened. We'll check into the voting. There might have been a few extra there. So
seems
see
legit.
What was up. See what was up with that.
Yep, seems legit. DC, I'll start off with the top four.
Okay.
You got Harry Fox at number 4, plus 71. Steven Crowder in third place, plus 79. Donald J. Trump at a plus 103. And a big week, Mel Gibson, plus 125. He is flying.
People love the update. What can I say? People love the update. And now we have two gentlemen in plus triple digits. So congratulations to Donald Trump. Bottom 10, I might as well. Jake Paul now takes the spot outside the bottom 3 at minus 154. Of course, that spot at number 3, third worst, we kind of teased it last week. Jonathan Yaniv, who was just outside, now takes Maddox's spot, who was retired last week. Jonathan finishes at a minus 168. If you're paying attention, you'll know it is his week to be retired this week, so we'll get to that right after this. Second to worst, still Joe Biden, but does slip a few down to minus 243 and alone. And even further down, tacking on another like 18 minus. Somebody comes in and votes Tommy Tudor down like 4 times every week, at least. Just 4 times at least. If they got a few extra minutes, they'll do it like 8 times. But he drops another like 18 spots or whatever it was down to minus 459. I think he was episode 7, I think. So he'll be coming up. Will be coming up here pretty soon, Casey.
It is a number that I don't think can be beaten unless we start getting more than double-digit listeners. Maybe then. Maybe
well,
then
tell
will
your friends
Tommy be
you
in
fucks.
trouble. Yeah, exactly.
Tell your friends. So that does it for our gentleman rankings. Casey, I have an update, and before you get to the next image, let's play a game. Casey, this game is called, well, let me give you some background. Russell Greer is our gentleman update. I know I retired him, but we teased that he had sued the Kiwi Farms at the time, and there is a ruling on that case, Casey.
That's awesome.
The game is this. I want you to look at this still frame shot of Russell Greer and tell me, just by looking at his face and his reaction, what the result was, Casey. Did he win or did he lose?
You know, it could go either way, but it feels like he lost.
Whenever you're playing the game based on Russell's face blank, it always could go either way, I've found.
Yeah.
But in this case,
the upper lip leaves something to be wondered about. Yeah.
Yeah. His upper lip leaves something to be wanted, an upper lip. So he lost with prejudice, Casey. He can no longer sue
Can't appeal,
Kiwi
right?
Farms. they're untouchable, which means he is just going to get harassed into oblivion. Good luck in Greenland, Russell Greer. That's the only update I had. Did you find any gentleman updates this week, especially?
No big updates. Gavin's still the governor, so that's good news.
That's good news. Yeah.
Yeah, no big updates on my side with the move this week. I scrambled my presentation for today, and that was about it.
All right, Casey, then without further ado, I will turn the time over to your gentleman retire.
Yeah, we got a couple of updates on my retiree, and let's bring him in from the corner of the room. It's Jerry Falwell, DC, as you can see here. Jerry trying to have certain pictures excluded from evidence in an upcoming trial.
I wonder. You know what? We've seen the pictures, dude. I mean, it's... How much worse could it get?
Brett Favre. That's
Hunter
the only
Biden?
way.
I don't think so. And his dad's still president, you know?
That's true. But that's not all he's up to, DC. Just in case the trial goes well, he'll still be free. Disgraced Jerry Falwell invites students to party on his farm.
Cool. I'll be in the shed. I'll be in the barn
he's
shed.
He's gonna watch the party
from the rafters of the barn.
We were gonna do the same.
Just hay, like falling down sporadically. It's like just hay.
Oh god. Yeah. DC,
Jerry.
So Jerry
Bum.
retired from Liberty, not of his own accord, but retired as a gentleman. What was his final number?
Oh fuck! Yeah, I forgot to do that. Jerry's, I think, was minus 26.
Damn it! All right, so not a gentleman, not a gentleman forever for Jerry.
No.
All right, your turn. You got a retiree.
Yeah, I do. Also not a gentleman. We said it. He was minus triple digits. You know him, you hate him. He is up to more hijinks. KC, Jonathan Yaniv. Look at that Photoshop at the end. Look how he tried to sneak that by, as if. And she's still ugly, by the way. The girl, still ugly, but
except you really have to focus to figure that out because by comparison, she's the hottest woman alive.
Yeah. Right. Except for the dog. The dog is just a little bit. So, Casey, that dog that Jonathan is holding is part of this phony service dog scam. You can imagine what the scam is.
Yes. You just get a shitty dog that doesn't know what to do.
Doesn't know what to do. Why? Because it's a goddamn puppy. Like, those are actual pictures. It's like a 3-month-old dog that he's trying to say is his service dog while he's like getting a haircut or something stupid. And the dog is like barking, which is a number one sign it's not a service dog because they won't let them out of the building if they're barking.
Mm-hmm. They murder them if they bark too many months into the training. They just kill them.
They cut their tongue off and like, bark again. I'm just kidding. I'm killing you now. So yeah, Jonathan Yaniv got a community alert put out about her. Just amazing. It's still no word on the penis head. No idea where it is.
It's incredible the ways that Yaniv finds to stay relevant, and it's never once good. Mm-mm. Like, I've never been the subject of a headline. Right? Like, that's never happened. You've never been the subject of a headline.
Not directly.
Yaniv's been the subject of... Okay, it might be a story there. Yaniv has been the subject of a bunch of them, and none of them have been good.
None of them have been good. KC, in our ladies... that's it for Jonathan Yaniv. Retired, dead. I'm sure if he finds his penis head, that's newsworthy. I'll bring that back in. That's okay. Pull that back up. I've got my honorary...
We have a similar honorary, yes.
Do we really?
Yeah, we do. I was just checking ahead to make sure that you didn't have the logo, but yes, I know what's coming. I'm excited.
Okay, so Casey, in the ladies episode, this is a little bit of a sell. You had an honorary lady who said that being black, dating a white guy was an issue because she wanted to make sure he was cultured. You know. Yep. I think she should have, instead of showing him the Boondocks, as she did, I think she should have shown him this video, because I think you still would have gotten a little bit, you get the same effect, the culture.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Casey. This is from Cleveland, Ohio.
Going nowhere. That's why he got smacked, cook. He tried to bend the car, nigga. Wasn't going nowhere. Nigga was spinning right there in the middle of the street, so. Oh, shit, cook. Goddamn. Oh, shit, soda, cook. Hey, cook, we got the goddamn minutes of car here, so. What the fuck going on, cook? Only in Cleveland, so. Cook, that bitch running. Oh, shit, he sliding that bitch, so, cook. That bitch running off of 3 AAA batteries, so. That bitch running off of vegetable oil, power steering fluid.
Perfect. Totally legal.
That's
only
great.
in Cleveland, I mean, well, maybe also in Detroit. You might also see it in Baltimore, You might also see that in Dade County.
That's the neighborhood that my first honorary lady wanted to live in. That's where she wanted to go.
She would have felt safe for her child. That car couldn't do any damage from running her over, from blocking the street for some protest. Ever.
Oh, that's great. I love that video. So don't mind me while I skip something when we get to my honoraries later.
Okay, I won't. Oh, man, Casey, that is it for my honoraries. Without further ado, I like
the honorary first. That's good. I'm a fan.
Yeah, sorry about that. I got into the closing mode with the ladies that I kept it.
Goddamn, we should have just switched, but okay.
Hey,
it's all good.
that's my gentleman, that guy in the car. He's my gentleman. His name's Leroy, and this is going to be my honorary.
His name's clearly Kuh.
His name is Shaw. His name is Shout. All right.
Oh, man.
So, without further ado, my gentleman introduces himself, kind of, because it's a long time ago. So this is obviously not him.
I am the first emperor of the whole of China.
Qin Shi Huang.
Okay.
What a name, huh?
The first emperor in China?
The first emperor of China, Casey.
Wow.
Are you fresh up on your Chinese empires?
No, I knew the actor there, Sybil Shepherd, I believe, but no, I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about Huang here. No.
Yeah, dude, that's the best name. Qin Shui. Your name is Qin Shi Huang? Qin Shi Wang? Your name is Qin Shi Wang? No, my name is not Qin Shi Wang. It's Qin Shi Huang. First emperor of China, Casey. He was born to the king of the Qin state. There were 7 warring states of China back at the time of 259 BCE. And young Qin, his name was Ying something, but we're just going to call him Qin because that's what he wanted to call himself. The Qin state went to war with the Yan clan, and their leader's name was Dan of Yan.
Dan of Yan?
Dan of Yan. They were a weak-ass tribe, so he beat them in only like 5 years. So now his group was bigger. They move on to the next guy. And like Risk, he was in a very, very perfectly strategic area as far away from the most strong at the time.
So he could build and build as he goes. Yep.
He built, conquered the other 5 remaining smaller states, and then took down the 7th, unifying China for the first time and calling it China. So like China. Dude,
it's good.
You were so badass that you took over a place as prominent and crazy and big as China, and that stuck because of you for that long. It's like they still call it fucking China because that's fucking cool. This guy's badass.
It's a good thing he had the goatee because based on the rest of it, would be like Chinza if you could see the rest of his face.
Yeah.
Double China.
Chin's no Huang. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, born in 259, took over all the Qin army, went against the warring countries and unified China. Just some fun facts about the first emperor of China, Casey. He was a legalist. Do you know what a legalist believes? I had to learn this today.
No, I don't, but it sounds like they would imagine that laws are good.
Laws are good, Casey. Yeah, and why? Because a legalist believes people are inherently bad and need basically 1984 surveillance to act right. That's not too far off.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's not too far off. It's terrible, but it is accurate.
It sounds like China. It makes sense. Yeah.
Sounds like China. Yeah, it's stuck. He had this policy where after he took over, all the wealth was gathered up, and all the wealthy, obviously, were gathered up and made to work or
Infected
build
with a
the wall.
virus.
or infected with a test virus. It's like, you get bit by monkey. You get bit by tiger. You get bit by bat. The guy in the bat's like, yes. Oh, that's glad I don't have to get bit by a tiger. You know they did that shit. Interesting. Interesting. Arm came off. Again, interesting. Write it down. So he would take all of his men and set them up as rulers over these provinces, right? And the provinces had their own districts, and he had this system where every single province had 2 leaders. So they keep their eye on each other. They both had equal power. And then under them, every district had 2 leaders. They keep an eye, and under them, and under them, and under them. And everybody had to report to the next level so he could keep an eye on every single thing that was going on. It was like trickle down spying, right?
Yeah, that's great. It's a pyramid scheme of leadership. It's perfect.
Correct. And he was at the top, and everything he said goes. If you even tried to suggest that you do something a different way than he wanted, fucking buried alive, or whatever he felt like doing to you.
Your leader partner's got a new partner.
Yeah. Spies were extravagantly rewarded just for that reason. So everyone would be afraid of their neighbor. I wonder where they come up with these things. He was the one that started the Wall of China. He's like, all these towns have walls around them to fortify them. We should do that around our whole fucking country. And he started the Wall of China. Anybody who would ever not act right, straight Game of Thrones, go get your ass to the wall. You're going to start building. In total, though, I thought this was a crazy statistic, and with the population then, this statistic probably does inflate to where it is more crazy, but only 400,000 people died building the Great Wall of China. I thought it would have been a lot. I mean, like, Fauci killed almost, like, basically 6 million people. Fauci did. So,
Yeah.
400,000 in comparison is not really anything.
I wonder how many Jews died building the pyramids. Is it a bigger or smaller number?
It was at least 6.
Right?
Yeah.
It's got to be. Well, so you know what? Economic work by the Chinese. Good job by them.
Yeah, and somehow the Egyptians never wrote about it. They had all these
They were just
slaves that
complaining.
they did write about. They did write about them all the time, like the African slaves they stole and like all this stuff. Totally had records of them. But the Jews, they just no.
We're not going to talk about that.
Oh, and a mass exodus. They would leave behind some things you would think, but to this day, still can't find anything. Keep going. Keep trying. So I steamrolled the wealthy. We talked about that. Nobles that didn't like it, basically were buried alive or put to work on the wall. He burned all useless books, Casey. And in his terms, useless meant any book that was not agriculture, medicine, 2 really good things to keep around,
Good start.
Or prophecy. No burning prophecy. 2 for 3.
Damn it.
Damn it, dude. You could have picked anything else.
Yeah.
Dance. Like dance. Okay.
It's
That's
still
kind of
would be
weird,
bad.
but yeah, no, prophecy.
Still better.
Scholars who didn't burn their books were burned alive or, again, built the wall. Do
you think he got mad when he found out that like 12 people were executed? He'd be like, you guys, the wall. I mean, honestly, we're trying to build a wall.
Did you at least put them into the wall as mortar? No? Come on, you guys, work with me here. Work with me. To the wall. Start building. You're taking their spots.
Each guy, if you get a death sentence, you just are put on the wall until you reach the next pillar, and then you get thrown off the wall. So you just build your own stage of death as you go.
He was quoted as saying this, but I think he stole this from Mark Twain. 1,000 may die so that millions may live. He said that.
And you know what? That's a good point, because that wall really has come in handy a lot.
It really has, dude. The Huns, they couldn't get through it. Fucking Genghis Khan, it's like
okay,
jerking off.
Yeah, forget about all that though. The wall right now is useless. It's a useless fucking wall.
Yes, it is.
It's a pointless.
You could
wall.
climb up. You could climb up the fucking moss on the side of it. It's so old. The Terracotta Army. Are you familiar with this, Casey? I'm sure you are.
I remember hearing about that as a kid. Yeah.
Okay. Life size, actually larger than life size, like 8 feet tall. And you know, the Chinese people nowadays
That's
are
huge.
short. Imagine how short they were back then. 8 feet tall clay statues of every individual warrior of an 8,000 warrior army was buried in a 20 square mile facility. Go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking, I remember as a kid collecting the die-cast cars, like the NASCAR little collectible things, and they always called them 1/64th scale or 1/18th scale when you got the bigger ones. So these soldiers are 4 times scale, right? So that's...
Yeah, they're 4-1 scale. They're 2 feet midgets. They're just like, yeah, look, we're so tall. So the reason why he had this army made was because Qin was obsessed with immortality. It's all he could think about, cheating death and living forever, as most men who gain ultimate power turn their attention towards. You know, you don't want to give that up. You can have anybody you hate killed at the snap of your fingers, hook up with any woman or whatever you find attractive at the snap of your fingers, or else they die or go to the wall, you know?
Yeah, if you're anything like DC or I and you have any kind of an addictive personality, imagine running people. Just imagine that, and then being told you might lose it. Like, no, thank you.
No.
That sounds terrible.
He started coming up with a whole bunch of crazy schemes, and he would listen to even crazier schemes. So people would come in, you know, shysters and thieves or whatever you want to call them, would come in and pull the wool over the king's eyes and say, hey, we know of a secret potion that will keep you alive forever, but it's on this island way off shore. We need ships and provisions to be able to get to it. He says, okay, yes, of course, anything you need. He gives them all the money they need to do this. They come back like months to years later. They're like, we went out there, but there was this sea monster that came and stopped us from getting to the island because they have powerful wizards over on the other side. Mm-hmm. We need more provisions, more provisions, more provisions. So he just funneled money into these
why
crazy
Biden
schemes.
has AIDS, by the way. So this doesn't happen. Like, this is why there's people that
I
follow
thought you meant
our
literal
president.
AIDS.
This is why assistants exist now. Just so... What? Real? No. Sorry,
No.
Stop.
Oh, no. My social security number has been... it's been compromised. No, Mr. Biden, no. My vehicle warranty, I knew it was out. No, Mr. Biden, please stop answering the phone. Why are you answering the phone? So those you know,
Mr.
schemes.
President, did you order a plumber? We do not need a plumber. What are you doing? It's not necessary.
I was told by the small child that I needed to get a plumber. What small child? What are you talking about? The child that I have in my... Okay, this meeting is over. You just out the door, please. So he's bargaining with God basically as like, I am your son. I am your divine leader of your people. You know, please help me. And like just loses his fucking mind. Mm-hmm. The people come back and tell him, yeah, we're blocked. Like this whale monster is blocking our way, and no matter where we go, he gets in our way. And so the emperor takes a crossbow, and it's recorded by a handful of people that were there, I guess. Takes a crossbow, walks out into the ocean, and that's where the clip came from. It was kind of a reenactment of that. And he shot the crossbow into the ocean, out in the middle of the ocean. And he's like, yeah, did you see that? I got him. Now... he won't he won't block your way anymore. I'm so powerful. And then he shoots another one, and he's like, I hit another one. I'm 2 for 2. I'm the first man who's ever killed 2 whales with 2 arrows or whatever. And everybody on the shore is just like, everyone on the shore is just like, yay, good job, yay, good job. He gets told, I'm sure, by one of his alchemists or whoever is doing this experiment, that if he were to drink mercury, a small bit of mercury every now and then, that will prolong his life forever. Because they thought it was truly like magical, they couldn't explain.
And you tell him
the phenomenon of quicksilver.
If you tell him a little bit'll help, there's no way he was just drinking a little bit. No,
he
way.
got all the mercury available to him.
Yeah.
And not only did he increase it to be like 4 times the amount that, would kill you or whatever. Like he really built up like a tolerance to this shit while he was poisoning himself and slowly killing himself quicker, if that makes sense. It's like a slow, agonizing death.
When I edit this, I'm going to listen back to that sentence to see what I can make of it. Because I have
it
no
killed
idea
him
right now.
slowly, but quicker than he should have died. More, younger than he should have died.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah, now you're with me. So, in his tomb, surrounded by the terracotta army, which also was like horses, chariots, they had like shops built out of clay down there too, like an entire camp to protect him in the afterlife.
China has so many people. They're building a wall. Yeah. They built a whole fake army. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unreal.
The whole terracotta
time they have
army
on their hands
actually was not a fake army. It was just 2 guys
just
standing
cast
on top of each other.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's like all the actual army guys just like cast in fucking concrete. They're like, no.
Yeah, it's fucking Han Solo. Just all over.
You protect me now. So, he got buried in this huge mausoleum, right? This huge underground pyramid where he had flowing rivers of mercury all around. Like that's what the legend says, so that he could always have it for the rest of eternity to drink the mercury and live forever.
It's like you get told this will make you live forever, and then on your deathbed you still believe it to the point where you're like, you know what, I know I'm dying, but I need a river of this because it's working. It's working.
It's really working. Oh, excuse me.
What's the matter? Throwing up more magic juice. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Why is your puke iridescent? Don't worry about it.
It's part of the living forever process.
It's healthy. Here, catch it. Don't let it seep into the ground. It's sacred.
Do you think
it's sacred. I command it. Yeah, I command it. Here, he like poured it like this into there. But the quicksilver like stayed in his hand and the puke went first because they don't mix, because quicksilver's like that. So it's just like puke drips onto their face and then the quicksilver. Anyway, I thought that was funny.
God, yeah, it looks like puke covered with a silver sundae covering, like frosting.
Yeah. It's like when the yolk comes out and then the white comes out of the egg. Anyway,
shit.
So one of the funniest things that I thought he did was murdered his half brothers. His mom and dad were, I guess, on the outs or something like that, and one of his advisors was a friend of his father's, but got too close to his mom, way too close to his mom, and ended up getting her pregnant.
That's too close for Qin, I would imagine. Yeah,
yeah. It wasn't weird that she got pregnant because I guess she had like male concubines and stuff like that or whatever. Or she's like allowed to take lovers or whatever. But because it was specifically this guy, and Qin found out that he was plotting to assassinate him, he took the guy, the counselor or whatever, took him to the center of town, drew and quartered him. In front of the mom, And go ahead and play the next clip. This is from the documentary, which I highly recommend to everybody. It's highly entertaining. I love this.
And the boys? Lie knew you see them as a threat.
Oh yeah, the boys are gonna die for sure.
They are not. Not now.
Oh shit! Yeah, he loved that shit. He loved sawing people. Look how happy that guy is.
Yeah, he's
Just
having a good
sawing
time.
that other guy in half.
He might as well be bringing a Christmas tree home. You know,
That's the way I want to go. Just like, you get your death in two parts. Like you get the death of your lower half of your body when it goes numb from your spinal cord severing. And you bleed out, I imagine.
The executioner was actually executed for this because there was a misinterpretation of what he did. When somebody asked what he did yesterday, he said, yeah, I was sawing a guy in half. And they were like, oh, you got to kill him. We can't have that behavior. No, I was literally sawing a guy in... Too late. Sorry.
I'm dead. I know. He's enjoying it so much. Really, really did a good job, the artist. Oh, Casey, that is my gentleman this week.
The artist started with the executioner first. So he's like, draw a guy sawing another guy in half. So he drew his face and then started to draw his body. And they're like, no, literally sawing, like with a saw. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Finished. So that's where the expression comes from.
He's the first magician.
All right, DC. That was beautiful. Qin Shi Huang? Is that what it was?
Qin Shi Huang.
Qin Shi Huang. I like that. All right. It is honorary time for me. Let's see what my first one is. Oh, yeah, it's that one. All right. So we'll skip past that one. And... Okay, here we go. DC... now having gone through there, let's learn a fun fact about Jesus.
This is an easy one. If you espouse to the idea that Jesus was born of a virgin birth, then Jesus could not have had male chromosomes. Therefore, Jesus had only female chromosomes and presented as masculine, so Jesus was non-binary.
The church does not approve.
It was God's cum. Everybody knows that. It was God's Y chromosomes, the perfect chromosomes, which made him a perfect man. His only weakness was the woman part of him.
Sorry, DC, he's non-binary. Hate to tell you. Next one. This honorary gentleman goes on a date. And we're not going to hear from the gentleman. We're going to hear from his date.
Oh, good.
The audio is kind of bad because
Rape!
it's from... She feels that way. You're going to love this. The audio's shitty. It's her video that sucks. But luckily, there's some text to also go along.
I just went out in the worst date ever. This famous TikToker is a patriarchy. So I put this on my dating profile because I thought that was funny and cute. I matched with this guy on this dating app. I've seen him on TikTok before. And we decided to play pool. We had a date. He brought his own pool stick. Like what? I didn't even get to hit the ball. He tried him a drink.
Yeah.
After his drink, he said he had to go.
That's awesome. That's the best. And she has not stopped thinking about that since. She's in love with that guy. She has not stopped thinking about that. Oh, that's so funny. I love that.
I'll buy you a drink if you beat me in pool. Just does it word by word. Just does it. It's a beautiful job.
Just does it. Guy. One drink and gets out. That's the best.
Guy's great. All right, this one is over a minute long.
Okay.
It's a learning opportunity, and I'm not going to set it up for you, DC. I'm playing it all the way through. Just enjoy.
Yes, chairs. Let's talk about chairs. Full pun intended, chairs are the biggest fucking issue in the fat community. The amount of public spaces like doctors' offices, malls, what the fuck ever, places that have seating, restaurants, etc., never, ever have accessible seating. Some places just have stools, or some places just have armed, small, dinky-looking chairs. As a fat person, if you have never, ever done the following things.
Great list coming up.
If you have never looked at a picture of a restaurant on Google Maps to try and figure out if the seating would be accessible to your size, if you've never broken a chair in a public space especially, if you've never had to second guess whether or not it was okay to sit down in the chairs provided to you, if you've never had a fucking panic attack at school because you couldn't fit into the goddamn chair desk situation,
never done that,
then you don't deal with fat phobia at the same level that the rest of us do.
You don't deal with fat phobia enough to do something about it, which is reversible. So get fucked.
There's no leniency to using the word fat and feeling that fat phobia is a thing. If you are a fat person, but you don't have any problem with that, and you're like, I am me, I am myself, you can't judge me for who I am. You can't be fat phobic because you don't feel that. Right? Because you're just who you are.
Right.
Like, I'm a fat person. I don't feel marginalized by anybody. I'm fat. Right? Like, you didn't do it.
And if somebody was like, hey, man, you'd be healthier if you were skinnier, you'd be like, no shit, I know that.
Yes, I'm very aware.
That's why I don't consider myself a victim.
That's right.
I happily got here, okay? I happily got to where I am now.
And I paid the price loading into this third floor apartment. And you know what? That's just how life goes. That's just how life goes.
Want a race? Yeah, I'll still beat you.
Where's my keys? All right.
Lord. And you know what? The whole phobic on the end of things needs to stop too, because I'm not afraid of it. I'm sickened and disgusted by it. What's the word for that? Mm-hmm. Come up with a word for that. I'm not fat phobic unless you want to say afraid of becoming fat. Yeah. I'm fat phobic that way because I'm starting to get there. What's, Well,
it's the same argument as everything being turned into like shopaholic. Doesn't make any sense. Only alcoholic makes sense. It would be shopic, right? Like I've heard that before. All right, DC. Last honorary for me before we fly through my gentleman nomination because it was this evening that I built it. Honorary 5.
Yep.
More gender learning. And goddamn, I mean, I know that the people making these videos are not thinking about the way you and I are going to watch them. But the word selection
should.
The word selection should just be better.
More asexual microlabels. So let's talk about reciprosexuality.
So reciprosexuals don't experience sexual attraction unless they know for sure that the other person is attracted to them. So for reciprosexuals, sexual attraction just isn't something they feel until someone expresses that they're sexually attracted to them. Reciprosexual is an identity on the asexual spectrum, and it can be used in conjunction with other identity labels.
The asexual spectrum is one of the coolest spectrums.
Maybe don't. Maybe don't. Don't call it. Well, I know what you mean, but don't. Don't call it a spectrum. Just for this.
It is one of the coolest ones.
It is.
Casey, because they're not anybody. Fuck you guys.
That's
we
right.
We don't like women or men unless you like us though.
Oh God, that's brilliant.
Then it's on. It doesn't matter who finds you sexually attractive. Not at this point.
No,
at this point, they'll take anything.
I'll let you know when it happens. All right, DC, let's do this. Yeah. I'm very excited. This is gonna be a fun one. A gentleman introduces himself.
I'm many things, I'm many things. Yeah, I'm a convicted rapist. I'm a hell raiser. I'm a father, a loving father. I'm a semi good husband. You know what I mean? What?
I love that line, Mike Tyson, everybody. I am a convicted rapist. I'm a semi good husband. He's very honest all the way. Mike Tyson, DC. Now, I'm not going to do my normal presentation with a full life story like I usually do. Instead, we're just going to do some great Mike Tyson clips that everybody's seen some of or most of. But I think I found a couple maybe that you haven't. Maybe you have, but maybe others haven't.
Sure.
He's always on topic in interviews, and I enjoy that.
Is this your shortest fight ever? In any time, amateur, professional ever?
Assalamu alaikum, Maida.
Well,
I was practicing saying that.
That's right.
How'd I do?
Oh, that's right.
I don't know, Mike.
One of his great abilities is he can go off on the mic, kind of like Ali, after Ali bit his lip or lost a tooth or something.
Or got Parkinson's.
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
Are you saying now, Mike?
Mike? Oh, he's gone.
Mike. Ah, he said praise be to Allah. That's it. Can't say anything else to him afterwards.
That was the end of it. Tyson, now Tyson in the last 10 to 15 years has really kind of turned a corner and is kind of a boring, well thought out guy. Yeah, honestly, that's probably what it is. Yeah. And he's, the one-man show's gone really well, and he's pretty retrospectively thinking about his life, and he's a pretty decent guy now. But as you heard in the first clip, he had some shit going on.
Yeah.
And there are very few gentlemen ever that gave less of a fuck about what anyone thought than Mike Tyson. And we're going to use this next clip as an example. So here we have a weigh-in night. And him and whoever he's fighting are up on stage. And some guy in the crowd screams, put him in a straitjacket, talking about Tyson, right? And Mike does not love that.
Put your mother in a straight jacket, you punk ass white boy. Come here and tell me that if I fuck you in your ass, you punk white boy, you faggot. You can't touch me, you're not man enough. I eat your asshole alive, you bitch.
So, how do you use that?
A straight jacket? I'm not gay. I'll rape you in your ass.
Well, that's a theme. But he let it go after that.
Yeah. Fuck you, you hoe. Come and say in my face, fuck you, ass for everybody.
Okay. Well, now he's done. Right?
You bitch. Come on, you bitch. You're scared coward. You got man enough to fuck with me. You can't last 2 minutes in my world, bitch.
Now he's done.
2 seconds.
I think.
Look at you scared now, you hoe. Scared like a little white pussy. Scared of the real man. I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot.
Okay. That was confusing.
That's a good strategy, though. Eventually, one of these times, they'll say yes.
You'll like it. Now,
and then they'll say please.
Despite what you've just heard, Mike is not gay. In fact, a gentleman does always talk about the real needs in life, and this is about as gentlemanly as a clip could get.
I may like fornicate more than other people. It's just who I am. I sacrificed so much of my life. Can I at least get laid? You know what I mean? I've been robbed of most of my money. Can I at least get a blowjob?
Fair question. It's a fair question.
Is it on the table?
Now, this was from the same interview, and maybe a slightly different mood in the room when this part happens.
If I wish one of your guys had children, if I could kick them in their fucking head or stomp on their testicles, so you could feel my pain, because that's the pain I have.
He has the pain of your child's testicles being stomped on.
It's painful. It's painful.
It's not ideal. Here we have a media scrum, so a bunch of reporters around Mike, and a lady asks a question. And Mike might feel that she asked this question when she wasn't supposed to, and he explains how he feels about it.
Put it my gun that you can win this fight.
Are you talking out of turn?
No, I think we're all talking together.
I normally don't do interviews with women unless I fornicate with them. So you shouldn't talk anymore.
Yeah, because we haven't fornicated yet.
That hasn't happened yet. Here's another great one. He's on a satellite feed with one of his upcoming opponents. I didn't look it up to see who it was. Doesn't matter. But here's the beginning of that.
We're gonna fight any which way it goes. So just accept that and come in and do the best you can. How dare you talk to me like that? You should get up and kneel to me now, and I'll spare you the night of the 28th.
What a gentleman. The guy goes, we'll have a good fight. We'll see who wins. How dare you talk to me like that?
Yeah, good fight. How dare you? You wouldn't last 2 minutes in my world.
So this guy, he's going to fight. He's chill. He's enjoying. He kind of likes the back and forth with Tyson, and he's going to keep talking.
Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson. He's an ignorant little kid, you know what I mean? And he's going to be like that. I don't want to bring myself down to his level, so I don't really even want to cherish Jack Todd. I'm going to go in there and we're going to fight, and that's the bottom line. Oh, man, I can't wait till the 28th. I'm going to make you my girlfriend.
Okay, so that line really pissed the guy off. He was now getting annoyed, and he's going to call out Mike for his lack of class, and Mike could probably have been more interested in this.
There's something you can't buy in that class, and you don't got none of that. You're sweet. I'm going to make sure you kiss me good with those big lips.
That's racist, Mike. That's a racist thing to say.
Can't say that.
Can't say that.
even in his older age, DC, he maintains two things: his true conviction of what he thinks. He's always going to tell you exactly what he thinks, and his alpha tendencies. Just everything about the way he looks and talks to people. Here he is being asked about Floyd Mayweather, who had compared himself to the ranks of Muhammad Ali as a boxer.
If he was anywhere near that realm of great Ali, he'd be able to take his kids to school by himself. Okay, he can't take his kid to school by himself. And he talking about he's great. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people.
And when he walked away, I wish I had kept it in there, but he rambled for another 30 seconds. I thought I had kept it in there. When he walked away, he did the walk away like this, where he turned without his eyes, and then he left. It's great. This is a good one. Still being himself, DC. Mm-hmm. He's doing a media tour for his book that he released a few years ago, and normally I find highly questionable with Dan Le Batard to be unwatchable, but this clip's great.
Mm-hmm. So when you told the story, for example, about being in Miami and kicking Don King in the head and having a brick of cocaine, that seems crazy to me.
Well, that's what it was.
Can you describe, Mike, what your cocaine addiction was like?
No, you can read about it in the book, though.
Yes. Oh, yes. Put him in his place. That's great. Give him nothing.
He's amazing. All right, my favorite one. It's a two-parter. It's my last clip of Mike Tyson. Let's close with the best. This is the famous, or one of the famous ones. It's a CNN interview. Here's part one.
You take into the ring a lot of rage. Does that work for you, or does it work against you at times?
No, who cares? We're in a fight anyway. What does it matter?
Well, for example, rage against Evander Holyfield worked against you.
Well, it. It's a fight, so whatever happens, happens.
Mike, why do you have to talk like that?
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. Do you have a problem? Turn off your station.
He's allowing Mike Tyson to trap him in the corner.
So that was part
to
one.
To the top of the head.
Yeah.
Like broke his neck.
Interviewer not pleased. Here's the final clip.
You know what? I think we'll end the discussion right now.
Then we could.
You got it. Have a nice fight, Mike.
Off.
DC the champ, Mike Tyson.
I love
Iron
Mike Tyson. He's so fucking funny.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, normally I do feel bad because normally I bring a good half hour, 40 minutes worth of shit, but it was just too busy a week. But Tyson's too fun to pass up. That was great. That was a fun suggestion. You gave me that one, dude. Just bring Tyson.
Oh, I knew he'd have a top 10. You know, pull from.
Yeah, pull some fun clips, and that was great.
It's all about the bonus anyway. So go to patreon.com /2goddamngentlemen, and seriously, guys, $5 a month, you get access to all the bonus episodes and all of the video episodes the same day the audio releases. If you want to join the Discord live, it's only $10 a month. So if you're just listening to the podcast, you're missing out on a whole bunch of shit that you could find over at patreon.com /2goddamngentlemen, including the bonus episode Ladies of the Night 15 we just recorded a few hours ago.
We are
so fun.
And we are always willing to share with the patrons the the video file for stuff that YouTube pulls. So if you are a
23, 23, and another one got pulled close to.
Yeah, there's
50.
been a few. There's been a few pulled, and then there's been a bunch, including like just not that anybody would need to look this one up because you could watch the YouTube video itself. But like the what's his face, the WWE guy I brought.
Oh right, yeah.
Like that whole thing got
some
pulled.
copyrighted stuff. So yeah, you're missing out if you're not watching live, is what we're saying.
That's right. That's right. You're missing some bloopers and some things that YouTube will pull.
We'll send
DC.
it to you.
The bonus that we did tonight was amazing. I can't wait for everybody to see it. This one, however, this was, it's like a 6 out of 10 for us. And because of that, I think that the search for the ultimate gentleman, it's got to continue.
That's it. Thank you all for coming today. That's a wrap.
There's no place in our cognitively complex society for 1 in 10 people.
All right. All right.
Meeting adjourned.